Alright guys, welcome to a special video. Today it's not going to be about Dokkan, this is going to be about Tokyo Avengers. Now I absolutely love the show, right? I've read all of the manga chapters, I'm keeping up with all of the anime as it's coming out, and there's not going to be any spoilers here, but it's basically my personal review and sort of my lifestyle and why I kind of affiliate with this show so much, like why this show kind of hits me so hard, because it's not only set in an older generation, we're talking about the 90s and everything, this show is set there, but kind of it shows like a generational shift, like the sort of things that this show is depicting and the sort of things that's happening, obviously minus all the time travel stuff, because a lot of things in real life, once things get messed up, they get messed up. So I've got a little bit of a slideshow, a little bit of reel here. I'm going to show you guys why I affiliate with the show so much. The show is about gangs, right? From a young age, I got involved in all of this gang affiliated business, right? And probably done some of the most craziest things I can't even mention now. I can't even mention half of the things that I've done in my life, but I've been through that, and I've gone through so many crazy things, so many crazy situations. You guys gonna see from what you see in the pictures and everything, it's just like it kind of shows like my life 10 years ago, right, compared to now where I'm chill, I'm on the Dokkan, I'm making videos and everything, and why I am the way I am. So I want you guys to see, so I've got this little image slideshow here, so it's going to show a bunch of random images, but yeah, let's go ahead and start this up, and boom. Okay, so there's me on a blacked out R125. It's not my first motorbike, but basically if it came to bikes, right, so my key CB250T, yeah, this would be my CB250. I was probably the first one in my area of northwest London to probably have this motorbike. I didn't see no one around back in 2016, 2015 with this bike, and I had this back in 2013, right? But just as it came out, I had an 11 plate in 2013, and I felt like I was just the coolest guy on this bike because it was a big chunky bike, and you guys probably see loads of them these days. But we're talking about good 8-9 years ago. You didn't see these motorbikes around back then, and trust me, this motorbike was literally my pride and joy. It was my first like proper big boy bike, but it wasn't my first bike, so there we go. Then I did manage to change up the R125s. I moved on. This is a 17 plate one that I had here. So I picked this up back in 2016, 2017. I absolutely love this bike as well, so you guys are gonna see that. So here's a picture with my crew there, my old crew. I don't really affiliate with them so much these days, but you know, it was a bit of a biker crew, you know what I mean? We was a bit of the biker boys ourselves, but we had our own little bike crew and everything. We had a big group of guys. Here we go. Here's me driving around in central London. Got my guys in the car, and I'm just getting around and everything. Trust me, guys, trust me. It wasn't just about being in like a bike sort of gang or that sort of stuff. It was just like that feeling of like, you know, you got your crew, you're riding out, you're going wherever you want to go, you got a gang of guys, you know, your gang of guys and everything. It was just that thrill. It was that thrill that I had back then. It was absolutely amazing. So where this ties in with Tokyo Avengers is that the show is mainly about a biker crew, or there's gangs, right? There's gangs, and you always clash with different gangs. People are always trying to control certain areas, especially London. London's like a hot zone. Nowadays, I don't know what the situation's like, but there's different gangs all over the place. There's different little crews. We had our own little segment, little special area location where we're known. And if anyone steps in our territory, you know, we'll keep our eyes out for anyone who's round and about. But you know, I did have a couple different bike races with a different crew from different people, and it was with my Jalea runner. It wasn't with this bike, but yeah, it's just that like strong feeling that like this show is depicting. It's obviously a different side of the world. It's Japan, and this is a fictional story, but in this fictional story there's a lot of non-fiction sort of aspects. There's things there which exist that actually happen. There are gangs, there's leaders, there's people in charge, there's people want to go beat each other up all the time. We had that sort of stuff all the time. And I personally felt like the Takamichi of the crew. I was a quiet guy, and you can see it from my face. You'll see sort of friends where I feel like the Takamichi of the crew. But I was a quiet guy, but with a bit of a screw loose every now and then. So a bit of a screw loose now and then. A bit of a screw loose now and then. But yeah, here's what I'm driving these days. My WRX. Obviously, it's changed quite a lot. This is a very old image of my WRX. This is my old blue WRX. I've done a lot of work to this baby here, guys. That's my blue Subaru WRX right there. Absolutely amazing car. I pumped it up to about 400 brake horsepower, and I'm hoping to get the silver one even more pumped up than what this thing used to have. But yeah, I felt pretty much on top when I had this car here back then, and I had this car like 4 years ago, and it's obviously it got into a few too many run-ins with the police, you know what I mean, a few too many nighttime getaways, you know what I mean, a bit too much. Had a few too many police helicopters chasing after me because I really just wanted to test out this car. But obviously I do not advise doing any of that sort of crazy stuff, especially these days. You can't even do that. Traffic and cameras, you know, police, the night vision and heat vision and everything, like, you ain't getting away from the popo. You ain't getting away. I mean, if you get away, you get away, but it's very hard these days. But yeah, absolutely love this car. It was probably my pride and joy. And before that, I had a GC8 WRX. This car, market value now, you're looking at 20 grand to pick it up. That's around $35,000 US, right? And I picked it up for about 2.5 grand. That's about, you know, $4,000. So yeah, this car, oh my god, such a beautiful, loud car. It was my first, this is my first Subaru, my first introduction into Subaru. So you know, there's a little bit of an aspect there. Here's the old crew sitting in a wall and everything. Obviously I can't, you know, name names or everything, but these people back then were probably my closest friends. And you know, we was just kind of a bunch of Asian boys up to all sorts of destruction, you know what I mean? a bunch of Asian guys up to just no good, up to no good. Especially this guy here, especially that guy that you see with the blue Ralphie with the polo top right there. He's the most destructive one out of all of them. But each of them, you know, except for the guy that's looking towards them, he was a donut. he was kind of the guy. It'd be funny to get him arrested and just to see how much he'd panic inside a police car. But yeah, that was kind of the old crew right there. But things, you know, things don't stay the same for very long. Obviously there's many more members than just this, you know what I mean. Here's a couple of the guys on their own little 125s, little dingers. Hey, if it was good enough to run, it was good enough to fucking do shit with, you know what I mean. That was the sort of stuff that we was on. So they have a couple Vespers, DNAs, Typhoons back then. Yeah, and we're talking about 2011. This is 2011, right? All these, obviously you guys might think shitty bikes and everything, whatnot, man. For us at that age, you're 16, 17 and you got a motorbike, you feel good. So yeah, there's them. There's another picture of the crew there. And here's my first motorbike there. Let's see if we can quickly let's see if I can quickly change that for you guys. Transform, rotate, 90, transform. Okay, let's rotate that again. 180, boom, there we go. So there's my Gilera runner. This was my pride and joy. I started off with this bike right here. This was mine, custom made and everything, pearlescent with the grey. I'm telling you, this was one of the first motorbike I had. That thing right there. See what I mean? That's a nice motorbike, you know what I mean? That's a nice motorbike. When it came to the entire crew, I was just this sort of quiet guy like Takemichi, but with a nice bike, you know what I mean? Oh god. Oh man, those days long gone now. There's a picture of the crew. Let's see if we can quickly transform that. Rotate clockwise. There we go. There's a picture of the crew. Obviously this is taken on a Sony Ericsson phone, you know, one of them old Sony Ericssons. This is one of them proper 2011 2010 sort of pictures, all pixelated and everything. But yeah, there you go. So there's a picture with the old crew. There's my Gilera runner. There's Gilera DNA, man. But yeah, these were the days back then. Obviously a lot of the crew just do not affiliate with each other that much. There's me. There's little Takemichi right there. There's me back in 2011. So yeah, oh man, the years, right? The haircut's still, everything's still pretty similar, but there's me 10 years back. It's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. 19 years old right there. 29 now. 19 there. Fucking it, bro. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, there's a little front look at my Subaru. And yeah, there's me again. So yeah, guys, I just want to show you a bit of a slideshow of basically my past and why I love this show, Tokyo Avengers. The show is very much about this kind of boy that's going through high school and everything. I was going through college at that time as all of this stuff was happening, and you know, it was a different time period, and a lot of things that would happen back then. You can't even get away with half of the shit that we used to do back then now. Like I had a friend of mine that pretty much went 2 years into prison for the same shit I did back then that he did now, because the crackdown is so much harder on people that do that sort of shit these days. But it's good, but it kind of shows like a massive generational shift. And this show, Tokyo Avengers, is based on the 90s, right? And it is based on basically, you know, a gang, a crew. And honestly, it's always been the young guys that do the most craziest shit have always been the ones that run the area, not the older people. The older people, they're more concerned about, you know, they got their money, they want to secure their money, so they'll get the young people to do all the dirt. That's always what it was. The older people would give us the kit, tell us where to go. We'd go there, smash into the place, smash and grab whatever. It was always the youngsters doing the dirt. And it was a perfect thing for a getaway. It was a nice little motorbike, which is all we used to have, because it's the perfect thing, you know, ride out and smash out and all that sorts of crazy stuff. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff he used to get back up to. And that's why I like this show. I heavily affiliate with it. Like it's from a different place, right? It's Japan, it's Tokyo. They have like gangs of 300. Man, there ain't no gangs of 300. The most you get in a gang is about 50 people. That's the most I've ever seen in a gang. Like there are maybe some specific ethnicity gangs that you might see maybe 100 of. Yeah, but yeah, most likely you're gonna see gangs of 100. But for me, there was like a crew of 20 people, and we used to get into different issues every single day, get stop search every single day, all this crazy stuff. But there's nothing to brag about here. It's just, this is my personal sort of outlook on Tokyo Avengers. And the show is basically about this guy Takemichi, and he finds out different people have different issues. We always used to have someone snaking each other, someone that would steal from each other, someone that would steal from each other's household, you know what I mean? Even family, they'd steal from each other and everything, robberies and all that sorts of stuff, burglaries and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, all of that stuff was going on and everything amongst each other. So there'd always be like loads of infighting, people would always be picking at each other, going at each other. But whenever it came to someone from another side or from somewhere else, we'd drop all of that shit and just take on that problem first, and then go back to our own personal problems. So it's always been about personal issues within each other. But as soon as someone that we don't know is getting into a bit of a, you know, issue, a situation or something, it kind of dropped quickly, and we'd all take each other's side to knock out that other issue that we had going on there. So, you know, and then there was whenever things used to happen, moves or whatever it was, everyone just used to, there's always someone that used to want a bit more cut than anyone else, a bit of a bigger share, you know, a bigger lump sum and everything. And there always used to be issues and problems with that as well. But man, this show, let's just talk about Tokyo Avengers right now, right? Let's take that out of the way. So Tokyo Avengers, right? We've got 5 of the big guys right here on the screen, right? We've got Draken over on the left, the powerhouse. We've got Mikey. Mikey's basically the guy in charge, the one that's doing all the craziest stuff, the one that's always scheming, but he's doing it for himself, right? We've got Takemichi, the guy that's watching what everyone's doing. You see, getting involved with what everyone's doing, but making sure that his people are safe. You got Baji, the guy that wants to basically make a name for himself no matter what. He doesn't like getting disrespected. And then you got Kazutora, basically a right-hand man. He'll always stick by his main guy, no matter if his guy fucks him over or not. There's always going to be a character, no matter what crew or what it is, that you can affiliate with someone here. and that is the honestly, it's complexity, but it's also simplicity at its best. Each character has a specific role to play, and whether that person stays or goes, whether that person dies or lives, is like a big change to the entire crew itself. Like, I'm pretty sure like you've had someone in your crew, right, that's always been a bit of a Draken sort of type. Draken meaning like, you know, he just wants to lay people out, you know what I mean? He just wants someone to test him, and he just wants to fuck some shit up, you know what I mean? You got some reckless guy that may be always talking shit to the police, even though you're telling him, please bro, I don't want to talk shit to the police, I just want to go home. Stop talking shit to the police, man. Stop fucking antagonizing the Fed, man. Let me just go home. Like, stop. You got someone like Badgie. Badgie's that sort of guy who would antagonize for no reason, and there's always someone in that crew that will do that. You got a quiet guy that's always up to, you know, he's doing something dodgy on the side. You never know what it is. You see what I mean? He's doing something sneaky on the side. He's making a bit of money, or he's doing whatever it is. He's affiliating with other crews, or you just don't know what sort of thing he's on. But whenever he's around, you always feel like, yeah, this is the guy that you want to chat to. He knows the scheme. You know what I mean? That's the Mikey. So yeah, man, this show is amazing. I hope they bring out more of the manga. I want to see plenty more chapters. And it's like, yeah, I think in terms of Tokyo Avengers, yeah, if I look at it now, if I see my old crew now, most of them are all settled, married, and moved on. Right, most of them settled, married, moved on. All that stuff that used to happen a long time ago, that's gone. This is me. This is Takamichi in the future. That's me right now. maybe not have that same love life or anything it is, but most of the people that you can see around me, all settled down, all that crew. It's love for when you used to know them, but things just ain't the same. You know what I mean? They ain't got that glue that we used to have. Because when you used to be younger, you used to get into all that sorts of crazy stuff. So I absolutely love Tokyo Avengers. The story is deep, it's complex, but it's also simple as well. There's a lot of stuff that blokes and guys that are just, you know, got their screws. Maybe you've been through the social care system. Maybe you ain't been with your mum your entire life, you know what I mean? Maybe you just ain't had a normal childhood. That's me. I ain't nothing normal about me. You know, everything's been all over the place. You know what I mean? Everything's been all over the place. I've never been with my ma, never been at home, never been, you know, with my family. Never had any of that. Broken family and everything. You know, young age, things just be a bit different from, you know, the other guys that you'd see at school. So yeah, I never used to be a normal sort of guy. I always used to be a bit different. So everyone's also got their own personal stories, and the sort of personal story I have kind of fits in with this narrative that they're painting in the story. It's just this is like from a decade ago. This show is a decade ago, and I need to see more of these sort of shows where it's like it's a decade ago, like a different timeline. Because these days, I swear, social media, the way everyone thinks these days is just so different. It's so different. Like it's all social media posting these days. Like obviously we used to be on maybe our BBMs and everything, maybe once in a while just message, group chat and everything, but most of the time it was just in person. If you had a fight or a problem with someone, you'd sort it out in person, you'd hunt them down, you'd find them, you know where they be, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be all this keyboard warrior talk and everything, you know. I see all the kids trying to be bad these days, music video, and there was barely anyone making music videos. You was either known for your area for being a complete fucking savage, not even a savage, just a complete motherfucker, yeah, or he was just known to be that one guy that laid people out. By lay people out, I mean like boom, you'd sort them out no problem. It wasn't even a talk or anything, you just lay him out immediately so you'd see him. I felt like for Draken was the Sajo of my crew. Draken was the Sajo of my crew there. The guy that just basically want to lay people out there. So yeah, but yeah, man, the show, I swear, the show just brought back all sorts of old memories. The show's about, obviously it's non-fiction, it's anime and everything, but it's got that same sort of theme, you know what I mean? That youngsters, gangsters, you know, all that sort of crazy stuff that you get into. But yeah, I absolutely love Tokyo Avengers. If you guys want to see personal reviews of it, if you want to see manga chapter reviews, let me know what you think. Let me guys know what you think about my story and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that probably hate my story and don't want nothing to do with this culture or this gang culture or this violence or any of that. That's perfectly fine. And some of you guys might be thinking I'm talking shit out my ass. My life, innit? I don't know about yours. But yeah, there you go. That's my personal reviews on why I like Tokyo Revengers so much and why it's personal to me. So if you guys enjoyed today's little Tokyo Revengers video, smash that like, subscribe for plenty more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.